Welcome back to Market of the Moment. I'm Don Chakowski, the Director of Channel Sales for Fidelity National Title, and as always, I am joined by Ms. Sharon Terhune, the Vice President of Sales for Fidelity here in Maricopa County, and Andrew The Homebuyer is making his comeback. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed their holidays, and we still have New Year's coming up now, and all that.
We are in the thick of the holidays right now.
Absolutely. So
hope everyone had a blessed and amazing holiday, and going into the new year, be safe, right?
Right.
We got New Year's coming up.
Make sure you Uber.
Yes, make sure you Uber. Yes,
make sure
yes.
you Uber.
Keep the Uber drivers busy.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, and I know we've been kind of doing a lot of Ubering for all our holiday parties and all this stuff over the season. So,
responsibly.
My kids have also gotten paid very well.
Yeah.
I'd rather
your
use
personal Ubers.
Those personal Ubers. I kind of like paying better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're giving them money one way or another.
I might need one of their numbers for the holidays.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us again and coming back. And so we talked a little bit a couple weeks ago about the folks that you're working with as far as the homeowners and the people you're buying the homes from. We talked about a little bit of the process, what that looks like for them. So now let's talk about how this relates to the real estate world, right? Okay. So for our realtor partners out there, I know there's a lot of opportunity for them to work with you. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what that could look like for them?
I love opportunities working with realtors. The more that we can do business together, it helps both of us. Yeah. And the reason why is there's sometimes houses just don't sell. And your sellers, they really might need their money quick. They might need it faster. So it doesn't hurt to at least call me and get kind of a cash offer to present to them and say, hey, Andrew the Homebuyer is, tell them how you really feel about me and, essentially get a cash offer from Andrew, and then we often will pay their commission and not make the sellers have to pay the commission. Oh. So it's like it's a win-win for you, and get a client that's maybe needing to make the move a little bit faster, and there's not much that you can do as realtors right now. I mean, it's a tough market for a lot of people, but with me, you're able to get a guarantee, and you never know. I mean, it's a lower offer than what they can get, but they might be willing to take it because it's better than nothing sometimes.
Right, and sometimes people are in that position where they need to do something.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they need it to happen quickly. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what helps you to be such a great option for the homeowner, and then it helps out the agents in being able to really kind of fulfill what that family needs.
100%. And sellers trust the heck out of their realtors, and it's a big trust thing when you're selling your home. And so you're giving this person so much trust that you're having the best interest for them as a seller. You might not know what the best interest is for the seller unless you ask, and so unless you really know what they're needing, they don't always just need to sell their home for the most money that they can get. And that's where it's like, hey, I'm a great option to have in your back pocket. And at least it shows you what I can offer and then what you can do for them and helps you in your negotiation.
Well, and at least they feel like they've vetted out all the options.
Absolutely.
Too, if they are in need of closing quicker or just getting out quicker.
Absolutely. And it's and not only that, you can also give them that opportunity to give them that post-possession where your transaction as a realtor, they have to be out of the house, unfortunately. It makes it a lot harder. It's like, hey, 30 extra days for somebody, that's a big deal.
Well, if you missed us a couple weeks ago, Andrew was talking about the fact that they offer a 10 to 30 day, 20 to 30 day extension on post-possession. So
absolutely.
That's a big deal for lots of folks in needing to have that extra time to get packed and get out of their house and move to the next
and as a realtor, if that would be very helpful to those sellers where it's like, use that, knowing that I'm giving that option. I'm not going to evict somebody. What we'll do to cover our, behind, if you will, is we'll hold back some of their funds just to make sure that they get out. Right. But it's most of the time when people know that you're genuinely helping them, they don't want to hurt you in the end,
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think that's, having a solution, having an answer, and we we always are talking about how being a realtor with solutions for people is really the way to be, a top performing agent, right?
Absolutely.
Like by knowing all these different options and what those solutions are. And like you said, digging in a little bit with that homeowner is important as well, because they might not be real forthright about their financial situation, but just being able to present, hey, I've got this other option. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but then we can take a look at this also.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love it.
And it makes it, one of those things too, to add to that is if you are an agent and you have a handful of investors that want to buy some flips, well then it's like, okay, well come call us and buy some flips from us, and then, you can get a buyer's commission on it, or buyer's agent commission on it.
So there you go.
Yeah, lots of ways for them to work with
Lots
you.
of ways to work with me, and
That's
you know,
great.
I'm a nice guy. You know,
Yeah.
come into our office. Don's been there. Sharon's been there. I mean, it's
Right.
a cool office to be at. So I mean, anytime that I can, you know, mingle with some realtors. Again, it's not my background. I'm not a realtor by trade. So it's the more people that I can meet and get my name out there is my goal.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, I used to do these presentations with your business partner, Kyle. We used to do these presentations.
And he's really good at these. So.
Yeah. But he would do, like, he had this slide deck, and he would show these hoarder houses and the people that have a few too many pets, you know, maybe 20 or 30 too many pets in their house. And he would always like, who would buy this? Who would buy this house? And he's like,
He would.
He's like, I'll buy it. And but that's really like those are. So when somebody walks into that listing appointment, and maybe it's not what they were expecting, or maybe the house is just all the deferred maintenance. They've got a few too many animals. They have every newspaper that's ever been printed in their life stacked up in corners. Then do they have to fix all those things before you'll close and buy the house?
For me?
Yeah.
No, they don't have to do anything.
Right.
I something gimmicky. I tell them that they can leave with just the shirts on the back, leave everything else behind. I don't do any more walkthroughs. There's no more inspections, appraisals. I'm not going to beat you up on anything. We assume any known or unknown defects with the property. So it's like if something was wrong and we didn't know about it, I'm not going to call you and say, hey, you didn't tell me about this. Makes it a lot easier, and it gives the sellers peace of mind because they see their dogs and their mess and what they've chewed on, and it's like, who knows really what the damage could be. So it's like, that's kind of the risk of
doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, and then so the other fear I hear from a lot of folks is when they're working with somebody that does what you do as a cash buyer and all that there's a high cancellation rate. And that there is a lot of folks who back out of deals because the unknown defect or whatever.
100%.
So how does that work for you guys? Like as far as looking like at backing out of deals?
So we do $5,000 non-refundable earnest money. Stuff does happen. COVID did affect us a couple of times to where we did have to back out, but we paid them the $5,000 and we bowed our head and took the L. But I mean, our cancellation percentage, I would put it up against anybody across the country. Just
that's the point I'm trying to make. Because you guys get the deals closed.
We get these deals closed, and I mean, when people trust me and as long as I live up to my word when I'm there, there's not going to have any issue. They're going to stand by me the entire part of the time. So it's like, I'm not going to call in, like I said, without doing any more inspections, as long as I evaluate the house, communicate with my team kind of where we were at. Unless there's something crazy that goes on, like COVID-19, I mean, I'm not going to cancel on your house.
Right, yeah. And that's what I love about it, is that you guys get the deals closed. And, you mentioned your escrow officer, Alicia, and she, and I know how much she appreciates that as well, because that's one of the struggles that I think we see with a lot of people that are in the kind of business that you're in. So I love that. And as the realtor, that is they can take confidence in working with you as well, that you're going to get that deal closed
100%.
and help their people move on to the next part of their life, whatever that is, whether it's a new purchase or whether it's they need to get back to wherever they, another city, another state,
Something
and that
quick,
they're able to make things happen quickly.
100%.
Yeah.
I try to make it very easy for the sellers. The peace of mind, it's a hard enough thing for them to move across the country, like you were saying, to where if I can make the home selling process a lot easier and convenient, that's helpful.
Love it. Love it. So, the good news is, if you'd like to get connected with Andrew the Homebuyer, Sharon and I are the ones that can make all that happen for you. So, so just feel free to reach out to us or anybody else on the Fidelity sales team, and we can get you plugged in if you need to look at getting offers, if you just want to sit down and have a conversation of what that could look like. If you've got investors that you work with that might want to buy some of the homes that they've put under contract, these are all ways that we can help through our partnership with Andrew the Homebuyer and get you plugged in for all that value.
Well, and I think circling around on all of it in this episode and a couple of weeks ago that we did is really just, again, giving you all out there and our real estate partners, real estate agent partners out there, more options to get more business out there, right?
Absolutely.
I think that really is what it comes down to. Let's get more transactions closed. Everyone's needs are very different out there, and what the sellers and what they need. I just think this is amazing because we have so many great partners that offer things that are just different out of the box and create more opportunity for everyone out there.
And it's kind of taboo for realtors to want to mingle with investors or cash buyers, but it shouldn't be like that. It's a win-win for each of us, where it's like, if your house isn't selling and I can buy it, well, why aren't you calling me and giving that as an option to your to your sellers and your clients?
Well, or they walk into that house for that listing appointment, and they're just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this?
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. And nobody's going to buy this.
I saw a picture of one that. Okay, we thought you talked about hoarders, you talked about animals and all that. There must have been 500 model airplanes hanging from the inside of the house.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was one of yours. I don't remember. I know I got the picture.
I've seen it all. I mean, it's
unbelievable. I never had seen anything like that in my life. Just model airplanes hanging. I know.
Cookie jars, the collectibles that people will have that's in their house. It's just something about it. But I mean, it beats, animal feces.
Well, that is a true statement.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a hard time even watching when they do those shows on TV. I can't.
Yep. My shoes aren't allowed to be in my house because I walk in so many.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I totally can see that.
Yep. Part of the job.
Right.
And you do it with a smile on your face there, Andrew. Thank you.
I do, because I work with these guys.
Well, and so please, like, if you want to have a conversation, if you want to have a cash buyer always on the ready for you, get in touch with somebody on our team, and we can make sure that we get you plugged in, and that way that can be part of your conversation, whether it's getting that listing appointment, whatever it is. I work with investors, I work with folks who would be able to provide a cash offer, or we can take the house to market. But if that's part of your listing presentation, it gives you that much more power.
Correct.
It's a win-win-win situation.
For
all
sure.
Around.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, Don.
Yes.
Sharon, I'm going to give you a hug.
I know, me
too. All right. So, what do we got next?
Well, I think that we should move it over to Miss Market Master Mindy.
Love it.
And for her end of the year.
Yes, right?
End of the year.
Wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up for 2023.
It's been a good year.
Let's see what Mindy has to say.
With just 1 week left in the year, we are still waiting to see some significant improvement in the market from the recent interest rate decrease. While applications have trended up, showings have increased, and general interest in the opportunity of the current market has ballooned, we haven't seen a jump in the sales count quite yet. The general expectation is that we'll see it hit the first part of January with pent-up demand from both buyers and sellers who've either been priced out or convenienced out of the market of the last 4 years. We've still got 8 of our major metropolitan cities sitting in a strong seller's market, a few in balance and a handful in buyer's territory, most being in places where new construction is readily available as a resale alternative. Renters whose lease is up in the first or second quarter are going to be excited to hear that the most significant component of net worth is still the equity that household has built in home ownership. So although big national publications have recently stated it's more attractive to rent than to buy, those renters choosing to lock in their monthly payment when their lease is up instead of renewing will avoid the regret that many feel foregoing those benefits of appreciation. Looking for a few highlights to share around the holiday table when Uncle Joe asks how you think the market is doing? Here's a few of my favorites, starting with the benefits of the current market. Sellers are averaging 97.4% of list price and are offering on average 2 to 3% in seller concessions. This is good news for both buyers and sellers. And while you can expect that percent to list price will go up in the new year, that concession amount will likely go down. And buyers on the fence? Well, if we don't get you into a home pretty quickly, competition is likely to pick up as the first quarter goes on, and the increase in sales price will start to outweigh the drop in monthly payment that you'll see from these recent rate drops. This is the season to lean into gratitude. Be thankful for those around you and the opportunity that not only home ownership affords you, but the community that comes along with putting down roots. As a native of Arizona and a proud real estate professional, I've never believed more in my community and in real estate than I do now. Happy holidays.
Mindy, thank you so much for your insight. As always, we love that you get to be a part of this with us every week, and that we just get to learn from you all the time and get this great insight that you bring to us. So thank you. Appreciate it. So, all right. We also have, as we flip the calendar, we have a new year of, remember when we used to make all the jokes about the free money with Amber Kovarik and all this stuff?
Money.
I know.
I swear, I feel like we talked about it for so long,
It just went away. Yes, it went away. So, but okay, so let's check in with Ms. Amber Kovarik over at Guild Mortgage and see what we have going on out there in the finance world.
We are days away from the start of the new year. The New Year's resolutions, the goals, the new habits, all setting you up for hopefully your best year yet. So what's the key to accomplishing these goals or creating consistency with the new habits we want to embody? You've got to take action. The first step is identifying what you want and hopefully writing down these goals. But now you have to figure out when and how you're going to incorporate these into your life. You cannot miss this step. Get it in the calendar. Set daily reminders. For instance, if one of your goals was to work out 3 times a week, then decide right now what days, what time, and what kind of workout you're going to do. Block it in the calendar, set a reminder the night before your workout, poking you to put your gym clothes out for the workout tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. or whatever it is. Anything that's important to you to get done, you've got to get it in the calendar and protect that time. If it's a new habit that you want to instill, like you want to drink a cup of warm lemon water every morning before your cup of coffee, set a daily recurring reminder in your phone at the time you typically wake up that says, drink warm lemon water, and keep that reminder in your phone until you're doing that action without needing the prompt. Then, and only then, work on the next desired habit. There was a study done that said when you pick one habit and you focus all of your energy on changing that one, there's an 85% chance of success. But what people do is they pick 2, 3, 4 habits, multiple at one time, and in that case, if you pick even just 2, the success rate drops to 40%. 3 behaviors drops to only 4% success rate. So, what's the first habit or goal you're going to achieve in 2024? As always, my team will be available for all of your weekend pre-qualification needs. Thanks.
Amber, thank you so much, as always, for your update. I think I've said this so many times, Dawn. I don't know how many times I've said it, but today, having that mortgage partner that understands how to speak around financing and different options for your folks is so continued important. And if you don't have a good partner, Amber Kovarik, I've known her, I don't even know, longer than my youngest, who might be named Amber too. But anyway, she's amazing. Amber, thank you so much, and looking forward to going into 2024 with you as well. I think
that's a wrap. That's a wrap for the year.
I think it's a wrap, guys.
Yeah. We made it.
We made it.
Man.
2024. Here we go.
Let's do a little fist bump to 2024.
Yeah, here we go.
Right?
Yeah. So,
2024.
yeah. Thank you guys
Ciao.
for joining us. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next year.